tip-off our officials this evening. Crew chief to throw it up. Harrison and Malunga off, and it's Yuskaita who gets the loose ball lay. Storm fans here stand on their feet until the first Storm bucket. Here's Johnson off the curl. Every part of the rim but the finish on that bounce. Conde going back the other way. Here's Rice. Now Harrison again. Kicks it. Fagbenle in the corner. Conde. Jumper doesn't go. Melvin with the rebound here. She's got Johnson running with her. And Johnson gets the bucket. We're tied at 2 here early on. Conde lays it back up in. Nice find from Lushkaita. As we've had some technical difficulties with Tamika's headset. If you're wondering why you haven't heard her voice since the open, we're getting that fixed. So as soon as we can get that fixed, she will join me back here with some audio. Johnson is fouled and will head to the free throw line. Tamika, have we figured out the technical difficulties?
Well, I'm back, and I really enjoyed listening to you, sitting right next to you.
This is live TV, right? It happens.
One of the things that Seattle has struggled with is being able to score early on, and Flau'jae's last 3 shots finally getting one to roll.
Here's Rice. Nice hesitation, gets right to the hoop and finishes over Malunga.
I love Kiki Rice, just the way she plays. She's so steady. I said that in the open, but you watch how she just, her eyes just are continuing to follow the ball and follow the floor.
Malunga turns, fades off the spin. The jumper doesn't fall, but you can see the confidence that she's been playing with this season and continues to build off of. Conde working with Harrison, turns it over. Melvin surveying up the floor. Here's Johnson in transition. Nice find and finish.
Well, if you want a playmaker, you got it right there. Flau'jae Johnson always ready to get a score in.
Fagbenle, handoff to Rice. Rice, little shimmy shake. Jumper over the shoulder doesn't go as Malunga comes down with the rebound. Melvin, turning the corner. High off the window, too strong, but will head to the free throw line.
I was wondering if both teams will be able to keep up with this pace, but great job of just being able to attack the basket. Going back to Seattle, Flau'jae always ready, but you know what? She's always going to get up and down the floor. That's something that you know as a teammate. When you look at Seattle, all of them get the rebound.
We'll check out early. Kia Nurse will check in. And Melvin gets both from the free throw line. In the first quarters for Seattle, they have been a struggle this season. They're looking to try to turn things around as they close the season here. In the corner, Harrison for 3. That's off the mark. Yuskaita comes up with the loose ball. Nurse will take. That's off the mark. Harrison. Yuskaita, a slow roll right to the hoop, left it short. In fact, Benley trying to save it, but unfortunately steps out of bounds. That's great effort from Toronto.
I was going to say, I love just the way that Toronto is continuing to attack the basket. I think when you look at it, both teams, really you're preparing for your future, right? Every single game matters. And right now you get to audition for your own coach. What effort are you going to bring?
Here's Mag Bagor. 3 doesn't go. Loose ball. And they're going to say it'll stay with Seattle. And the Johnson rejects the screen. Kick over to Melvin for 3. Melvin connects from distance.
Well, Johnson, you have to bring the help over. She came over a little bit too much.
Yuskaita, though, got behind everybody in transition.
funny. Both coaches talked a lot about defense, and you can see some of the defensive breakdowns that are happening.
Melvin to the hoop. I don't know how she got that over the rim, but it doesn't matter. Nurse works off Harrison, little hesitation. Kick out, Yushkaita, the three, connects from distance.
Good patience by the tempo. Take the open shot, move the ball around, and find the open player.
Johnson off the jab fake. Three doesn't go. Harrison with the rebound here for Toronto. They trail by one. Harrison steps behind the three. In fact, Benley keeping it alive offensively. Nurse this time. That's off the mark. Harrison fighting for it. And they're going to get a whistle on the rebound.
The tempo have definitely been the team, the aggressor today so far. Attacking the basket every time the shot.
Went down with that knee injury, and that was her returning to the lineup after being traded from Connecticut. It's just been a tough season when it comes to the lineup. In fact, Benley, and they're going to get a shot clock violation for Toronto. And it's crazy to think that the three-player lineup of Sykes, Mabry, and Rice have only played 11 total games together.
Well, you think about that, and then you look at the team and what they have. I'm looking at the future, okay? It is what it is right now, but players get healthy, you come back, at least you know what you're looking at as far as putting the pieces together.
Malunga misses, got her own rebound, put it up and in. Here's Harrison going at Malunga. And the two collide, and a whistle.
Team, and we've had a chance to talk to both coaches just about, and we're all watching the players, we're all watching the team. What addition would a Madison Booker, or a Hannah Hidalgo, or Juju Watkins bring? They're going to be great on the next level. At the next level.
And just to be clear, that graphic was in no particular order. We are not predicting that those will be the 1, 2, and 3 left to right.
They still got to play this season.
That's true. Katie Lou Samuelson into the ball game is off the mark from distance there. Tiani Key is also into the ball game here for Toronto. Here's Rice working in the two-player game with Harrison. Now Key and Nurse are doing it. Nurse goes to Key. Sees the double. 5 on the shot clock. Yushkaita, the three. That one was halfway down and out. Key fighting for that loose ball. It's going to stay with Toronto.
Toronto actually, you have to go and get the ball, and that's what Toronto doing a good job of.
And Ornella Benko is into the ball game here for Toronto for the first time. Steph Dolson checks in as well for Seattle. Five on the shot clock now for the tempo. Rice needs an outlet. Finds one in Nurse. Has it blocked by Johnson. Got it back, though. Able to get it up. Harrison is there for the loose change.
Great defensive possession by Johnson. Being able to get that block. Kia Nurse, a great job of keeping it going. And Toronto back on the offensive board.
Melvin was harassed the whole way down the floor. It ends up in a turnover. Harrison in transition. And a whistle. Harrison, shout out to the fans right there checking on her. We take a look at the upcoming WNBA National TV schedule. Tomorrow, Prime Video has you covered. The Liberty and the Mercury hosting Golden State and Washington. And then Friday on ION, Connecticut, Indy, Toronto, Las Vegas. And CBS on Saturday has Chicago at New York. For more on these games, please go to WNBA.com or visit the WNBA app. 2-point ball game here, 3:24 to play in this opening quarter. 10 on the shot clock now for Seattle. Nice cut and find. Pham to Melbourne. Little inverted point guard to big matchup.
Well, I like that, the screen that Melbourne set to not allow that offensive play to cut.
On September 17th, the WNBA returns to USA for a week-long push of back-to-back games. 1 full week, 9 games. The WNBA push to the playoffs begins September 17th on USA. And Kiana Williams into the ball game for the first time. She was picked up on an emergency hardship, a 7-day contract here for Toronto due to their injuries. Here's Benkole attacking. Nice drop off to Key. Too strong though on the finish. On the shot clock. Fahm will take. That's off the mark. Johnson saves it. 4 seconds on the clock. Dolson checks it. Melvin launches. Great effort there from Flau'jae Johnson. Here's Nurse. And a whistle.
The recognition of the shot. They got another possession.
The effort is appreciated. And a turnover there by Toronto. That's the one thing that has been consistent from both Coach Rahman and Brondello is they can appreciate the effort if you're trying to make the right play. Heine Mayer into the ball game here for Seattle. And Zaya Cook. Here's Cook. That slow step is going to get her to the free throw line. She's so good at taking those large steps.
That's good also as you continue to grow in the W.
Mayer made a great defensive play and then falls. Conde back into the ballgame here for Toronto, trying to turn the corner. Cook this time with the deflection up the floor at Samuelson. Mayer working off Dolson. Fahm. Now Dolson, 10 on the shot clock here. Cook the triple. Connects. Great ball movement.
Great patience by the Storm. Don't force the action on offense. Let the defense dictate it.
Kiana Williams. Fagbenle. Handoff to Conde. Williams rises. That's off the mark. And Samuelson with the rebound here. 20-16 lead for the Storm. Samuelson, kick out. Extra one to Cook. That one short, trying to fight down her own rebound. It's deflected out of bounds.
And lead to something positive.
Under a minute to go here in the opening quarter. Fahm sees the double kick out. Dolson triple at the top, doesn't go. Benkole with the rebound here for Toronto. Williams and Yushkaita playing the two-player game. Williams getting right to the hoop.
They didn't ask her to do anything that she can't do. They told her, come in and play your game, and that's what Kiana Williams doing.
Samuelson got behind the defense, count the bucket, and she's gonna get a chance for one more. 28 seconds to play here in the opening quarter. 15 on the shot clock for the tempo. 10 now with Conde. Williams. Deep three doesn't go. Deflected, loose ball on the ground. Fagbenle ends up with it. And Teme Fagbenle will head to the free throw line. But has been kind of a steadying ship for Coach Brondello as a leader on the floor throughout this season.
Well, now that she's healthier, you're starting to see the consistency. Her numbers are showing, the way she's playing, her activity on the floor, all of that changes when you're healthy.
Seattle at the end of the quarter. Cook. And that one doesn't go, but the first.
This is, you look at the season right now, but what the future holds, that +1, that's the big thing, but what else can they add? And I think they'll continue to grow as they learn each other.
Cook on the kick out. Unfortunately turns the ball over.
I think for Seattle, they're so good when they move the ball. We've seen a couple of possessions that they get wide open shots.
Here's Rice. Conde inside to Harrison. As Harrison puts it off the window, and Isabel Harrison has had a fantastic stretch here as of late. She had 12 points in the game against Las Vegas. But in that game that snapped their streak, she had a huge one. 25 points and 10 rebounds against the Fire in that huge win on the road. Dolson, the runner doesn't go, loose ball. Mayer kicks it out on the tap. It's now Cook attacking. Too strong. Harrison with the rebound.
It's interesting. McGregor was down low, wide open, had the defense on her back. Haven't really seen a lot of post passes.
Seattle working off the turnover there from Toronto. They they lead by 2. Samuelson trying to extend it. Can't connect as Conde comes up with the rebound. Up the floor. Rice off the bounce. And Kiki Rice will head to the free throw line.
She has gotten better at just being able to read the play. You talked about the last game, 12.7 rebounds, but I think it's the consistency, and now you know you're going to play and have to play through some mistakes as well.
Rice good on the first, and the WNBA app is your home court for all things WNBA. Stay in the game with the latest schedule, where to watch, game alerts, and more. Scan the QR code to download now. And Jade Melvin returning to the ball game. And coming up after the next break, we'll be happy to be joined by Brittany Sykes of the Toronto Tempo. She's going to toss a headset on from the bench, obviously pending any technical difficulty. I'm now throwing that disclaimer out. 10 on the shot clock here for the Storm. Magbagor. Triple doesn't go as Conde comes up with the rebound for Toronto. Tied at 23 here in the second quarter. Conde goes to Harrison on the pocket pass. Harrison able to get the lay-in. Inside Malunga. Nice move and finish.
I like that was the look for Seattle. They wanted to get that Malunga down low. I think they need to do more of that.
Malunga comes up with the steal off the takeaway. Malunga. Inside, Magbagor had great ceiling positioning.
A couple of plays ago, I said that one thing we have not seen Seattle do is attack down low. Last couple possessions, 2 back-to-back post plays.
Yuskaita to the hoop. On the roll, what a find. Faz Malunga just couldn't get the finish. Melvin, great find from her. Conde. And Rice, the hoop, the harm, and we'll get a chance for one more.
I like the pace of the game right now. Both teams playing within the foam flow, but Kiki Rice in the right place at the right time. Yeah, that's the foul by Melvin down low. I love the inside-out game, but Seattle has to find more runs. We keep seeing Seattle shoot more threes, but really the last couple of possessions, shifting it, get the ball down low, and let the post players go to work.
As much as the three-point game has shifted the way that the basketball game has been played here the last couple of years, Johnson in the mid-range. There's still a love for the back to the basket as Kiki Rice hits from distance. Johnson tried to go with the acrobatic finish, couldn't get it. Harrison pushing. And Cole, extra one, Rice off the sweep. Gets in the paint, lays it up and in. And Coach Rahman, those are the details defensively she was talking about. Storm to acknowledge her, even though she was not suiting up tonight.
Well, I think when you think about a Brittany Sykes, I mean, what she brings, her energy, the way that she plays, she's fun to watch. And definitely one of those players that if you're a fan and you see someone on the floor like her, just so fun. We love you, Slim.
I had a chance to actually cover her during her time in Washington as we welcome her to the broadcast, Brittany Sykes, a.k.a. Slim.
What's up, guys?
So as the resident Canadian, I've got to ask, your time in Toronto has been short. However, when you look at this being the first team out of the United States in the W, what has been the best thing so far about learning about Canada and the growth of the game, especially on the women's side in Canada?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing that jumped out to me was the fact that, you know, Canada now has representation for women to play in the W. You know, you really don't think about that. Me being from, you know, New Jersey, I rep the kids in my city. But then you look at Canada and, you know, they had to go to the States to play in the W. And now they can literally say I'm a homegrown, you know, player. And, I'm from Canada now. I play for Canada. So to have that possibility, you know, available, I think is really dope of an opportunity.
Well, Slim, it's been a long season of twists and turns.
Yeah.
What or who on your team has impressed you the most?
Honestly, everybody, but if I had to pick, I'd probably say Kiki. She's impressed me a lot. You know, her poise as a rookie, even going out and coming back and finding.
I already know how you are.
Good job, Tim.
Although your team has been eliminated from the playoffs, how do you think a season like this, sometimes you have to go through the adversity, right? So how do you think a season like this prepares you for the future?
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is one of those things where it's like, it can't get no worse than this. You know, not missing playoffs, but also dealing with a whole bunch of injuries and kind of having that bug early on. I think we showed our resiliency, and I never thought for 1 second that this wouldn't get better. It's just a thing of trying to make it the best that we can with who we have.
It's an analysis, and I can attest that the T at T is me in Indianapolis is very, very good.
Well, you're welcome to come back anytime.
I will be, as Tiani Key gets the lay-in there for Toronto. I will say, though, I'm a little jealous you did not make my tee. However, we were against the clock. Getting to shoot around.
I wanted to have a conversation with you on the other side, so that's where it is. Malunga
doesn't get the bounce on that one as Harrison is pushing here for the tempo. Yushkaita behind the back on the bounce, taken away by Horston. Here's Melvin. In transition, too strong. Horston couldn't get the follow. But Seattle still with possession. Malunga, nice find. This time Melvin gets the finish.
I like the cut. Give and go, the basketball. Melvin attacking the basket.
A 1-point lead here for Seattle. Yushkaita with 10 on the shot clock. Here's Nurse for 3. That falls for Kia Nurse.
I tell you what, coming into this game, I knew it was going to be a close game. I didn't know how long it would stay like this, but I love the way both teams are attacking, put everything on the line.
Magbagor denied by Key. Yushkaita rifles it out to Rice. Rice takes on 2. Horston denies it.
Was great block.
Here's Rice, 10 on the shot clock, working off Fagbenle. 4 seconds now for the tempo. Conde checks and fires. Doesn't get the bounce. Key, huge offensive rebound, but it's taken away by Malunga. Over to Pham, steps into it. That's off the mark. Loose ball. Nurse with it. In fact, Benley too strong on that pass. And then the one from Malunga goes off the back of Key. Both Malunga and Fagbenle are like, everybody slow down.
I think they're trying to find the open plays. And a great job. Kiki Rice just takes it to the basket. 2 defenders on her. I think when you need a set, you want to get the ball in the right people's hands, and for Toronto, that would be Kiki Rice.
Rice, 14 points, 5 of 8 from the floor. 8 seconds of the shot clock now for Seattle. On the roll, a little too much for Malunga. And Rice had to put the correct amount of English on that ball off the window. 42-38 lead here for Toronto. Over to Nurse, trying to extend the lead. That's left short. Melbourne the rebound. 70 seconds to play here in the quarter. Melbourne, nice pass to Malunga. How about the patience and collection? Just couldn't finish. Gets her own though on the putback. Rice, the step back triple. Forced in the rebound. Up the floor, Malunga. And in fact, Benley takes it away. Conde. In fact, Benley, handoff to Rice. 4 seconds. Rice spins on Melbourne, off 1 foot. Doesn't go. Loose ball collected by Malunga, up to Fawn. Shot clock turned off here for Seattle. 8 seconds on the clock now. Fawn, the triple. Hit. 2.8 left here for Toronto. And they'll dribble it out as Seattle takes the English touch off the top corner. That's something that you use in horse. But she's so good, she uses it in a live game.
She just has had a lot of practice.
The seal inside to Malunga, off 1 foot. That doesn't go.
I like, though, for Seattle, starting your first possession, going down low to Malunga.
Conde in the corner. 10 on the shot clock now for the tempo. In fact, Benley with 6. Handoff to Rice. The in-out dribble, drop off. In fact, Benley lays it up and in.
Kiki Rice set the tone right there. Good possession. They used the full clock and got what they wanted at the end of it.
Melbourne had 6 assists in that first half. Gets to the hoop, kick out to the corner, Horston. That one was halfway down and popped out. Rice gets to the hoop. A whistle, and Rice is grabbing at her right hip, but seems to be okay.
But thankfully looks to be okay.
Knocks down the first one. And you see the 6 overall pick, one of 5 first-rounders out of the national championship program that is the UCLA Bruins. And Coach Corey Close, I don't know if any coach has been more excited on draft night than she was. Here's Johnson, the triple. Conde attacking into the body of Horston off the window. That was a nice touch.
Nice touch and great pace at the end. Slowed down just enough to get her body lined up to the basket.
Horston inside Malunga. Quick take. Nice off the window for her.
And I sound like a recording. More of that for Seattle. When you have that big lineup down low, Malunga, the way she's playing, you got to get the ball down low.
Harrison. In fact, Benley couldn't keep it alive offensively. Magbagor attacking. Drop off. Like Benley off the pocket pass with the finish.
Great read, Conde. Pick and roll action has been good the last couple times that the tempo have ran it.
Johnson works off the Malunga screen into the mid-range. That one drops on every part of the rim. Harrison goes baseline off the pump fake and finish. Harrison now up to 11 points, 10 rebounds. She's got her double-double. On the shot clock now for the Storm. Yushkaida able to deflect that. It sends the tempo pushing. Rice gets by Melvin, spins on Horston.
Great drop down low.
Daytona may not crown the champion, but it will decide who gets to chase one. The final spots for the 16 drivers are on the line. It's the final race before the chase. NASCAR is live Saturday at 7:30 on NBC. Rice good on both at the free throw line. 54-49 lead here for the tempo. Melvin. Kick out to Malunga, the triple. That's off the mark. Yushkaida lost the loose ball. It ends up with Melvin now. Here's Pham for three. Pham is short. Nurse into the ball game, along with Tiani Key. Key attacking Malunga. Too strong. Harrison follows it. Could not connect. Malunga with a head of steam. Too strong on that one. Pham is there for the finish.
Both teams realizing the three shot is not falling. Get the ball down low. Points in the paint can add up almost as quickly.
Here's Rice. And they're going to get a loose ball whistle. Off the cross, pass, fake, and oh my goodness.
And makes it look so good and so easy at the same time. RJ Johnson is the highlight reel.
Nurse turns it over. Here's Pham pushing. Has Samuelson in the corner. Back bounce. And then Johnson, trying to be too unselfish, turns it over. Rice, Yushkaida. Layup, count it, whistle, also in her favor.
So our team from the USA, and then of course the opponents in different countries, every single one of those players is a star in our league. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
And amongst both of these rosters, they boast 6 players alone that will be on different World Cup rosters, including Coach Brondello, who will be at the helm for the Australian Opals. And you see 5 of them thanks to the international game, whether it is the Olympic stage or the World Cup stage. On the women's side, the other international teams, they're not far behind. And remember that gold medal game against France? It was just the toe of the shoe of Gabby Williams that almost tied it.
Well, I think that's what you love about the WNBA. This is the best of the best in the world that come to one league and have the opportunity. So when the fans show up, you're watching the best players in the world.
Pham working with the shot clock working against her. Couldn't get that to go. Defended well by Harrison. Here's Yushkaita. Turns it over. Zia Cook into the ball game here for Seattle, along with Steph Dolson and Katie Lou Samuelson. Cook gets low off the cross and the finish.
That's the attack mode we're used to seeing Zia Cook have, and when she has the ball, one thing she's had to learn is how to play with other players and be able to make those plays, but also know when she has to pass.
Harrison 3 doesn't go. Here's Cook in transition. Drops it off to Pham. Collects off the pump fake. And Awa Pham will head to the free throw line.
Stopped on a dime.
Like the in-out into the cross. As we take a look at the upcoming WNBA national TV schedule, Prime has you covered tomorrow: Golden State, New York, Washington, Phoenix, and then Ion on Friday, Connecticut, Indy, Toronto, Las Vegas. And CBS will take you through the Saturday afternoon game between Chicago and New York. For more on these games, please go to WNBA.com or visit the WNBA app. And Seattle doubling to keep the ball out of the hands of Kiana Williams. At least to get it over half. Take some time off the clock. Williams calls her own number. That's off the mark. Rebounded by Samuelson. Tied at 57. 3:10 to play in this third quarter. Cook off the cross. Oh my goodness. Goes to Dolson. Gets the finish.
Zaya Cook is on. She is cooking right now.
And Sandy Brondello wants a timeout. There's Nurse. 10 on the shot clock here for the tempo. Benkole off the pump fake into Key. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Key off 1 foot, too strong. As Melbourne comes up with the rebound. We've had 13 lead changes in this ball game and 7 ties. Cook into the paint. Kick out. Samuelson. 3 doesn't go, but Dolson offensive board. Cook off the rip through. And that cross court just a little. And a whistle gonna. Here's Nurse, 8 on the shot clock now for the tempo. Nurse back with it off the hesitation. And Kia Nurse will head to the free. A 1-point lead here for Seattle. Under 2 minutes to go in the third. And Melbourne is tripped up.
Player on your team, what she does defensively, offensively we've seen, but it's the defense that really stands out for Kiki Rice.
Rice gets away from the double. Back Benley. Lost the handle. Cook able to get a hand in there and take it away. And then Benkole. Contact from behind. Cook good on the first at the free throw line. Tiny Mare checks into the ball game here. Good on both. Seattle takes a 61-58 lead. On the shot clock here for Toronto. Williams gets it back from Fat Benley and then turns it over. Miscue there. Cook. Samuelson. Kick out to Fawn for 3.
Moving the ball from side to side. Seattle doesn't get stuck in just one pass and a jump shot. Samuelson, good job. Attack the basket, find an open player, Fawn knocks it down.
Harrison taking on Fawn, goes off the window. Nice move. Largest lead for Seattle has been 6. We're currently on an 11-3 run over the last 4 minutes. Seattle with a 4-point lead. 6 on the shot clock. Mare over to Samuelson. Trying to get it inside. 1 second. Samuelson had to put it up. Misses. And Benkole is going to head to the free throw line. Been part of that along with Awa Fawn. 2 of them combining for 18 points. Start of the 4th quarter. Megan McPeak, Tamika Catchings with you. 10 on the shot clock here for the tempo. 5 seconds now on the clock. Rice is tripped up.
They Kiki Rice and they get tripped up their feet.
Every start of the quarter here in Seattle, fans on the feet till the first storm bucket. But the way this game has gone, definitely building for a fun fourth finish as Magbagor gets the block, and it's Cook the other way. Cook into the body, and Zaya Cook will head to the free throw line.
Zaya Cook, the way she plays and just being aggressive, that's how she's been able to make plays for herself and or her teammates. And like that possession specifically, and just being able to attack the basket, take it right at Kiki Rice.
Some fans are sitting, some are still standing. I'm not sure. Do they go off the free throw? I guess they don't go off the free throw. Oh, no. It seems, I don't know. We've still got 50 standing, 50 sitting. Okay, they sat for both. All right.
2 points. They need
2 points.
and not a 1
okay, I got you, Catch. I was a little confused because they were all still. Here's Benkole. Goes baseline attacking Magbagor in the finish. Toronto trails by 3. This is the first of a 3-game road trip for Toronto. And this is the first of a 3-game homestand for Seattle. Although if you're asking the Tempo team, they've been on the road for a while because 2 home games were in Vancouver as Malunga is able to get the finish down low again, playing in the paint with back to the basket.
Well, Malunga did her work early, got her feet set, the defense behind her.
Yushkaida to Benkole, just couldn't get the finish. Malunga with the rebound. That's number 6 on the night. Here's Cook. Between the legs, kicks. Samuelson in the corner for the triple. Coach Brondello wants a timeout. And Zaya Cook is fired up, and she's been... Harrison off the kick. And Samuelson comes up with the rebound here for Seattle. (71-63) lead here for the Storm. Cook. 6 on the shot clock now for the Storm. Malunga, 4 seconds. 2 seconds. Attacks. And Yushkaita comes up with the rebound for Toronto.
I think Seattle's trying to use the clock a little bit more, find better shots. Not able to connect on that last one.
Yushkaita, kick out off the double. Now Harrison. 6 on the shot clock for Toronto. Rice with 4 seconds. Goes to Harrison, denied by Samuelson.
Great defensive rotation. Samuelson read that like a book.
Cook. Wraparound pass to Magbagor. Melvin attacking. Count the bucket. And the fast minutes. A 10-point lead right now. And this is the biggest lead of the ball game by either team. Side Benley connects from distance.
Just a matter of time. Tempo taking a lot of 3-point shots, but even from the post standpoint, finally getting a shot to fall.
Cook kicks it to Malunga. Malunga jumper goes. Whistle.
Move her feet a little bit as Zaya Cook trying to come around that screen.
Melvin. The legs. Williams. Trying to go to Yushkaida, taken away by Malunga. Malunga up to Cook in transition, left it short. Conde with the rebound here for Toronto. Up the floor, Yushkaida attacking, lays it up and in.
Izzy Harrison sets a screen, kind of like a post-up flash screen. And Yushkaita, good job, attack the basket. Got to get some quick scores for this tempo team.
12 points here for Yushkaita. Melbourne left that one on the front rim. Yushkaita pushing here for Toronto. Season opening. Left that short. Harrison trying to fight for the loose ball, but Samuelson ends up with it. And Coach Rahman wants to take a timeout, maybe slow things down, have a...
Released a roster spot. I think there's a lot of unknowns with that, but definitely new news in the W.
I can only imagine how our teammate and one of the people part of ownership, Renee Montgomery, is feeling should this be concluded and DeWanna Bonner ends up on. And you add that to your roster potentially, what that does for an Angel Reese, a Ryan Howard. Here's Johnson. Foul line jumper doesn't go. Magbrugor able to back tap it to Johnson. This time she'll attack the hoop and get the finish.
Shout out to Coach Rahman. Flau'jae has been on the bench for a while. She's let Zaya cook. And now Johnson comes back in the game.
Here's Melbourne. Misses the layup. And you know, here's Malunga. Got the bounce in the paint on that.
And she has such a high release. It's hard to block her, especially when she does that fadeaway. Talk about the baby Wemby, right? Not to call him Wemby, but a lot of similarities.
Yushkaita off the mark from three. Harrison, offensive board, will head to the free throw line.
Right, and Malunga had a good quote. She said, look, we're friends here, but when we get to the World Cup and start thinking ahead at the Olympics, I don't have any friends. My friends are my teammates, and I don't care if you're my teammate here in America, but I want to win. I want to win a medal, and I think that's important to have that mindset.
Our final night here before the FIBA break. And then it'll be a wild World Cup with the sights of the 2028 LA Olympics on the horizon. Flau'jae Johnson got that over the horizon. Rice protects it, gets the finish. And Kiki Rice setting a new career high. Johnson off the pump fake. Left that one short. Harrison will head to the free throw line. And we could see it from our angle. As Rice was probing the paint, Harrison communicated to let her know that she was an outlet. And that pass was difficult.
Well, to the defense, Flau'jae Johnson, you'll see her try to rotate over. And honestly, she should have dropped back to help out down low for that return and for that roll.
Harrison good on the first free throw. Splits the pair as Malunga comes up with rebound number 7.
Toronto 16 for 22 from the free throw line, giving up some points.
A miscue there between Melbourne and Johnson, and then a miscue there between Nurse and Yushkaita. And a shot clock violation for the Storm.
Toronto got lucky on that last possession.
2 minutes to go here in the fourth. Nurse off the mark from distance. Yushkaita trying to keep it alive here for the tempo. Does. Rice. Harrison, 10 on the shot clock. Harrison attacking. And Harrison. Harrison up to 17 points now in the ball game. Samuelson defended by Harrison, has to reverse it and finishes. Samuelson hit the reverse Uno card to be called. Thank you to Lauren Betts on that one. I'm not making it up. On the floor, and what Coach Sidney Johnson and his staff have been able to do, they have caught a lot of people sleeping in big games. You think about the fact they've beaten some of the best teams, some of the
Sometimes that get lost, and even some of these other players that have stepped up and have had some really good seasons, you get lost being in the corners and different places.
Melbourne off the mark from 3, and oh yeah, they have Chicago's pick in next year's draft. And a loose ball. Fans wanted some whistles. Under a minute to go. There is a whistle, but it's Rice at the line on a new career high and counting. Previous was 19. And Coach Rahman wants a timeout here. Thing as well too for Coach Rahman was the defensive details, and you can see she has had a shorter sense of acceptance on what she's going to be okay with and what she's not going to be okay with on that end of the floor. As Toronto will get the whistle here. McGregor returning to the ball game. Isabel Harris, who want to forget how good she is defensively, they forget how good she is offensively as well too. And Seattle playing with the clock on their side, almost turn it over. Here's Cook down low, too strong. Malunga. And Seattle.
They're lucky that they get another possession. That could have been a costly play.
30 seconds to go here in the quarter. Johnson in the corner. She connects. They're going to say long two. Ten-point lead here for the Storm. Cook with the rebound. Shot clock turned off. Cook getting doubled, and they're going to get a jump ball.
J. Johnson, that last possession, foot on the line.
Malunga lays it up and in. I thought she might give us one. I thought she might.